Hi everyone, welcome. My name's Andrea. Welcome to today's live. I want to show you an awesome movement. I'm on the floor today for this because it's going to get us sitting on the floor and relaxing so that we can get our students super laser focused and calm. So my name's Andrea. What I do is I'm an exceptional education teacher, and I have been studying how addressing the physiological basis of learning makes so much difference in a classroom. I've been doing this and using it with success and results in my students and in the lives of adults as well for 25 years. Let's just start. So basically, I want to talk about if we want to be really engaged and really focused, we need to be very present, and we need to have a calm nervous system. If you're trying to focus on anything that requires your attention, as an adult, think about sitting down to do your taxes or having a very serious conversation. If you are agitated in any way or distracted in any way, you can't give your full attention to the task and you're not as effective. And the same holds for all of our students. So I'm going to tell you a little story about a student that I worked with a few years ago using this and kind of combining a brain gym movement and a yoga movement to create some magic. So let me tell you the story, let me tell you how I used it, then I'm going to show you the movement and we'll go from there. So the story is I had this student and he had a medical diagnosis of ADHD, and learning was really hard for him because he wanted to be at the finish line always in everything. He just, would finish your sentences. He would just, the impulse control was really difficult for him. So what I would do is, obviously I started trying different things to get him focused first, but I found the magic happened when I took this brain gym movement and I added the yoga. So what I did is the brain gym movement is called hookups or positive position, and I would get him into it, and then I had him elevate his feet while he was in the position, because we know from yoga that feet that are elevated help calm the nervous system. You'll find that if you're into yoga at all and you go to like a yin yoga class or restorative, they like to have the feet higher than the heart to just calm that nervous system. So what I did was I would bring him over to this area in my classroom. We would elevate his legs, get him into the position. He'd stay there for about a minute, come out of the position with the second part, which has his hands going like this, but he would still be lying down, and I would give him the option to do his flashcards, where he'd have to sound out some words or look at sight words. I'd say you can stay where you're at and I'll just do the chords, or you can sit up. And I'd say 50% of the time he'd want to stay lying down, and then 50% of the time he would stand up. I don't really care if a student if I can get out of a student what I can get out, stand, sit, whatever makes you feel good. If you're learning, that's great. So physiologically, this position really supports the brain to be ready for learning and to calm the body. I can give you guys a link. If you're watching the YouTube replay, I'll put a link directly above for some of the physiological reasons of like videos that talk about why this position works so well to just calm and create this laser sharp focus. The feet up is the addition that I've added to it. Anyway, what I found with my data, and if you're in special education at all or you're in education at all, we take a lot of data on kids. We're constantly assessing. So what I found was that every time, no matter what, if I incorporated this movement prior to his teaching and learning, he always performed better academically. He was more present, more engaged, and more in the learning moment. It was it was just amazing. Awesome. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. If you're privileged enough to do some one-on-one or small group with kids, I'm going to tell you this is going to be a lot easier for you to incorporate. But I wasn't even in a classroom today where the teacher is so innovative with incorporating movement into what she does. She really allows the kids to move a lot, which of course we know when you move, you change your brain, make it easier to learn. So if you're a regular classroom teacher or a parent, well, the parent, it's easier. You can do this with your child at home, and it helps to calm the nervous system, helps to get them, their whole system just calm and relaxed, ready for homework or ready for something where just sitting down and needing the laser focus is necessary. This works. But if you're like me and you're really lucky enough to work in small groups with kids, then you really do have access to this movement, and you really need, please try it and then let me know how it goes. So I'm going to show you what it looks like and tell you some of the things I learned about using this movement for laser sharp focus that I didn't know before I tried. So basically you're crossing your ankles, your thumbs go up and down, one hand goes around, you hold on and bring it all into the center. And then your tongue goes on the roof of your mouth, which is a huge part of this movement, okay? Physiologically, you are stimulating lots of neurons in there that help energetically and help basically help the brain to focus and think more clearly. So we're in this position, but then what I feel like I had this magic moment, aha moment, was add the legs. So I've got 3 different levels here to show you. I'm only going to show you 2. I've got my rebounder, they call it, or a trampoline, a chair, and a higher chair. So you have them cross their legs with their feet up, okay? And then the thumbs up, thumbs down, and relax just like that. And then hold it for the minute. The second part of the movement has them still relaxed down, uncross after a minute, and bring your fingertips together. Now, what I found was I started using just a chair, having them put their legs up on a chair like this. But what I found was a lot of these students don't have the flexibility in the backs of their legs to get their legs up onto a chair, sadly. And the reason for that is typically these students who have learning difficulties are in more of a survival mode than their peers because learning is harder for them and they know it. They're smart enough to know that, and that creates stress in the system. And stress in the system, we activate the fight or flight, and that's the whole back plane of our body gets tight, ready to run. So I had to learn that if I wanted the feet to be higher than the heart, I needed to have a lower platform for them to put their feet on because they didn't have the flexibility in the backs of their legs. So that's just a teaching point to think about. But I really, really encourage you to use this movement. Take the time. It takes, honestly, the setup of this, maybe 2 minutes, and watch what happens. Watch the miracles that follow academically, socially, emotionally for these kids when we take the time and give them the tools that they can use within their own bodies to be present, have focus, and be calm. It's amazing stuff. It totally is. So that's the movement. They call it hookups or positive position from Brain Gym, and then add legs up the wall from the yoga. I hope you enjoyed today's live. Please do comment, let me know what you think. Try it and get back to me and tell me how it goes. And I wish you all a wonderful week. Next week, we're starting with a new movement of the month with February. So I look forward to introducing that to you. If you want access to a PDF on today's movement that talks about the physiology according to a neurophysiologist and the creator of Brain Gym, go to andreafry.us. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.